that's good. Thank you so much for coming today. I know you have so many competing things you could do, and you came here today. This tells me you agree. You want to take your country back in 2012. How fast it's happening. Anybody here hear about this thing called the debt ceiling? And lifting the debt ceiling. Okay, well that's interesting because last Monday when the president was on TV, he said no one outside of Washington had heard about this debt ceiling or raising the limit. Is he out of touch? Maybe just a little. Well, let's take a look. This is what we spent this year. Anybody want to take a guess? Let's take a look. Hundreds? Was it thousands? No. Was it millions? No. Was it billions? Oh my goodness. It was trillions. Will you promise me? Please, nobody tell President Obama what comes after trillions. Promise me. This is how much money we brought into the Treasury this year. That's a big number. $2.2 trillion. And that's your money. You went out, you earned that money, you sent it in from all of your taxes, $2.2 trillion. How much of this $2.2 trillion do you think we spent? All of it? This is what I love about Iowans. They are the smartest people. Anywhere you go. I can say that because I am an Iowan. I was born in Waterloo and raised up in Waterloo and Cedar Falls, rural Iowans. Not only that, I'm a seventh generation Iowan. Our family came from Norway back in the 1850s. My dad told us we were Iowegians. You ever heard of an Iowegian? That's what our family was, Iowegians. Well, we spent every bit of that $2.2 trillion. Here's the scary part. This is how much we spent in addition to what we took in. And for all of you who are so disadvantaged, there we go. 2.2 trillion is what we took in, and this is how much more we spent. An additional $1.5 trillion. You add that number up, and it gets just breathtaking. This is what we're spending this year. $3.7 trillion. Now, I don't know about you, but I think if my husband and I started our own small business, if we did this in our business, we'd be out of business. We wouldn't be able to do that. And if we use some hokey pokey kind, we simply have to repeal Obamacare for this reason, and for many. President Obama has taken, quite literally, over $500 billion out of Medicare. He's already done it to shift it over to younger people in Obamacare. Now think about this, over $500 billion out of Medicare. At a time when we have more people entering the ages of needing Medicare than ever before. Where are we supposed to go? Where's a senior citizen supposed to go? Where do you go to get that health care when all that money has been taken out? What is the future? Well, a little over a month ago, I was in the White House, and we asked the president, Mr. President, what's your plan to save Medicare? Right now, it's on the road to insolvency. That's before the president took away that $500 billion out of Medicare. What are you going to do to keep it solvent? And we asked him not once, but 3 times, what are you going to do? He didn't have an answer other than mumbling something about Obamacare. Did you know that this is in all likelihood what the president has planned for our senior citizens in the United States? It's going to be Obamacare for all. Medicare as we know it won't be there in the future. It will be Obamacare. Well, do you know how Obamacare is going to work? The president is about to appoint 15 people on a board called IPAL. They're political appointees. These 15 people will make the decision about what health care we get, and more importantly, we don't get in the future. I understand that. I also understand private job creation. I get it. We built up capital from nothing, and we put it into a business, and we created a successful company. Wouldn't it be great to have a president who has built a business and who's worked in the private sector, who understands it? By the way, our Treasury Secretary did an interview a couple weeks ago with former President Bill Clinton, and the former president asked the Treasury Secretary, what are you going to do when you leave your job? And he said, well, I've never held a real job before. Wouldn't it be great to have a Treasury Secretary who's held a real job before, who gets the economy, who gets jobs? At least I babysat. I mean, you know, you got to do something. I'm anxious to get to your questions, but I want to thank you for coming today and to say to all of you, again, there are people all across this country who wish they could be in your shoes, because there's a movement that is arising all across the country. People are fed up. They're fed up with what they see. They don't want the debt ceiling raised. They don't want this out of control spending to continue anymore. They want job creation. Extremely patient. You've been gracious and kind and everything that I would expect from people from Iowa. But I'm inviting all of you, if you haven't signed up yet, please come with us. We'll work with you and help you organize. And we will see you in Ames on August 13th. Thank you all. Thank you for coming today. It's really important.